Hmm. All right. Hmm. Hopefully this is all working. Hmm. Uh, so I got myself a new microphone, which is good, but apparently I also managed to get sick, which is less good. There we are. Just connecting some YouTube studio stuff before I get started. Open up. Really not used to OBS. Right, that should do it. Now, as the title basically says, I'm gonna be trying to develop a sort of automatic music composer, auto music composer. Go. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Ah, low bit rate. I'll live. Okay. I really rather wish I could can I dislodge this window? That would be delightful. Okay, apparently not. You know what? Let me just get to it, I guess. So, I've got some sources prepared ahead of schedule. Let me see. Music. How to write melodies. That's not the one. Song structures. Okay, so I need this just so I have it, and I'm gonna need something else. A MIDI. What am I gonna look for? MIDI file, something like that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start off by figuring out which package to use because I know that I wanna write to a MIDI file. Hmm. Let's see. This one might have potential. Depends on what you can actually do with it. I want to write, so that's pretty important. It's not really what I'm looking for. I want to be able to save this. That's kind of the important part. No, I don't want to subscribe to your newsletter. Let's see. I guess this one. Thing is, maybe I guess this is basically what I'm looking for. Would have preferred to have something a bit more supported and used. But I guess it just might not be that common. Oh, this could work. Okay, let's give this one a go then. What is Tone.js? Could be useful. Okay. Hello? Notes. Alright, what was it? Okay, what else makes sense to do this in... Should I just go basic HTML JavaScript? Yeah, why not? Index, index. Yeah. All right. Oh, and video. Good. Let's wait. Let's hold off on the CSS stuff. Just focus on some super basic stuff. So, what do I need? Well, I know that I need song structure. So, I guess I should start by doing something akin to structures like that, or maybe I'm gonna do it like this, so I have it, and then I can do V. Is that efficient? Oh wait, I can do like an enum, can't I? Or should I? Hold on. I guess there is technically a TypeScript thing, but it might be more efficient to... yeah. That seems like a good idea. I'll go with that. I did like the concept of a... How useful? Yeah, I don't generally use GitHub Copilot, but in this particular case, could actually be useful. Okay, const, colors. Are enums usually singular or... Well, I guess it's up to me. Let's see. Verse, chorus, and bridge. Why did I call it? Let's see, song part. Chorus. Not quite what I wanted. I don't need that. But verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus. That works for now. Okay. And then I need some... What's the best way to go about this, I guess? I need a... something like that. Is this the most efficient way to do this? No, that's not definitely not what I want. Let's see. Let's just log this. Nope. So I guess if I want to input... Should I do this in TypeScript? I kind of feel like I should. Nah, I'm gonna ignore it. Don't need TypeScript. I am better. That's not a good idea. Should not name them the same thing. Song structure like that. And Actually, let me just make this, just so I have it, like that. No, no, I'm just gonna. What is the? No. Disable. There we go. Now, best way to do this would be a thaw. So I'm gonna loop through each part and then I'll know. Should I have like a function make? Should I be specific, like make verse, make chorus, or should I have something more general, like a make part? Then like maybe that'll be a part of just prototyping right now. Probably won't end up being like this in the end. More efficient, more like functional ways. Should I have a make melody? What does a song ordinarily consist of? Right, BPM, and we've got the whole concept of time signatures. I still don't know what a time signature really is. Number of beats in each measure. 4 beats per measure, the bottom 4 means a quarter note. I gotta pull up FL Studio for this. Okay, let's see. Piano. Okay, so how do I actually? Not what I'm looking for. Okay, that's another thing to Google. FL Studio, how to change time signature. Project settings. Edit. Options. This. Time signature, there we go. Okay, let's say 6. Is this live? It's not. I'm not sure if I... Oh, okay. I see. So it's in each of these, and then I'm guessing this is... I see. So that changes within each minor section, and then that changes. The denominator? What is that changing? Hmm. How does this work? 16, 8. Okay, this is probably too complicated for starters, so let's assume for now. I'm gonna need a song BPM 130. Song times signature num, that'll be 4, and then okay, so hmm. Okay, maybe I should start with the bass line, melody. Melody, start with melody. That's the simplest part. So, start with make melody, and that'll just return. I should have a definition like that, maybe. And we'll say BPM 130, signature num, structure will be that. That will follow that. And how do I best format things for this MIDI thing? So it seems like I need a note and a time and a duration. Makes sense. Time in ticks, time in seconds. Guess time in ticks makes sense. MIDI number. MIDI number? Oh, you see? So that... Oof, okay. Well, why do these exist? Alright, so logically speaking, I want to focus on... Okay, it's unlikely that I'll get that low, but let's keep it in mind. 36, 2. Again, unlikely that I'll get this high. I rarely see above... Yeah, so 108. $36. Alright, let's keep that in mind. Okay, well, that's definitely what I want to work with, is the MIDI number. So, I suppose... Let me just have it return that, actually. That would make sense. So we'll just have it return MIDI... What was it? 101, let's say. So that should give us a high F7. Then I can give a duration in seconds. But if I give the duration in seconds, doesn't it also make sense to give the time in seconds? Yeah, I guess so. Unless there's something else I can work with. Does not seem like it. So, it'll be time 0 and duration 1 second of a really high note. That's probably a bad idea. Okay, let's try that instead. Yeah. So now that I've got this, I guess I want that in a... I guess I want it in an array format, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, let's do it like this, and that... let's see... Just make this super simple for now, and I will borrow their code, quote-unquote borrow. I'm assuming this is gonna work in the browser, otherwise I'll have to reconsider my structure a bit. Yeah, so... Depots to depot and oh, it's constant. This is terrible naming convention. I just will return the MIDI track. Makes sense, I think. Yeah. Alright, how do I handle this? So this is obviously not gonna work. You know, maybe I should just ignore this and this. And I can turn this into a TypeScript file. And I wanna probably do it like this. And then I can import and import. Is buffer not a part of... Ah. What was it? Node. Right. So, now that I have that, string array. Oh, fine. Do that. And that will return an object with wait, extends string and this one will be equal to a record of t2 symbol like that. Okay, and of course that complains, which I'm just gonna assert that out of the way. Pretend. Actually, in that case, yeah, okay, solid. And I'm gonna need npm install ts node, and I'll just modify this to run. That's not the standard. Start is the standard. Ts node index ts. What? Ah, right. Okay, let's see what happens. I should follow the standards here as well. And probably just make this like that, and we'll just do a fine. Yeah, whatever. And I should do hey, let's see if I got this right. I did not. Implicitly any type. Oh, that's right. Hmm. Oh, I should type this properly. I song, type. Mm. Oh, is it like in like that? Nope. How can it not do that properly? You know what? It's too complicated. There's no point in doing it like this. It's just a prototype anyway. Doesn't need to be super complex. Chorus. Oh, bridge like that. Let's give that another go. Another failure? Probably because of this. If I had to take a guess, I can't format it easily. I'll just maybe not best practice, but it is fast. HHMM. Try that again. Deprecation warning. Ah, right. That's not... Huh? What? Oh, right. That's awkward. Buffer.thumb. Let's try that again without me being silly. There we are. Bit of pause over here, and I should open that in FL Studio, probably. Let's see, import MIDI. Okay. Something is not working. Wonder why. Just open the MIDI. Okay, I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Do I need to mark it with instruments? Let me just try exactly what they do. Let's just comment this out. I am out of practice. Let's try that again. haven't accidentally muted this, have I? What is this? Okay. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. Can I just do that? Aha! Gotcha. Alright, I'm getting it now. So, now that we have the actual importing figured out, can I make a readme while I'm at it? There we go. Let's see here. That. Just to quickly simplify a bit. There we are. Like that. Sure, whatever. So, now we get to the actual interesting part, which is constructing this in a way that makes sense. So that's why I brought this up. So, I'm going to focus on doing the melody, and I'm going to start by focusing on this concept here. Okay, so I guess my initial step should probably be trying to figure out. Get rid of this and all this stuff. Keep that open. Close that one and I'm gonna pick out a MIDI range just for starters, and let's say it's between 36 and 108. 36, 108. That is where it stopped, right? C8, yeah. Okay.
Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything.
How to do this properly? I guess competitiveness. So if we go with the concept of 4, and each one will start with 3 of the same, and then we'll go something different. So let's set this up like base segment. Oh, base? No, that's not a bad. When did it get reactivated? What? You're supposed to be off. What is this? Okay, good. Alright. Base note. So, guess we'll start with just hard coding some numbers, and let's say what's a good one? C4, yeah. A bomb. Perfect. So 60. I guess that's what it basically chose for me. So works out. Now let's do a segment A, which will have, some MIDI values, some time values, and some duration values. So that this will indicate the initial segment. This will indicate B segment, and actually maybe the right way to. Okay, we're making the most simple thing here. So we're gonna do segments. And I'm gonna say segment structure, so that way we're gonna do A. No, why am I identifying it A? I'm gonna do 0001, so that way we know, like that. Then we say for const. Let's see. So I basically want to generate. I want to make a segment like that. And lastly, so the melody is gonna be the thing that we return, and so the melody will be pushed to it. Index of structure. So that will push to it the actual this. So then I can just generate the segments preemptively, and then I can apply the segment structure afterwards. Yes. Okay. Segments that push segment. Yes. This is working so far, theoretically, maybe, possibly. How many of these do I need? I guess that's my... Yeah, that's my that. So that means I need to pass along the song again. And we're gonna do I equals What was it? Okay, I'm just gonna say 4 because I don't remember. And that will, right, I need to type this as well. I want to type that with a combination number. There we go. Might Prettier stop working or something? What is happening? Right, and this needs to be a... Okay, it's, that's a bit silly. I actually don't need it to be in parts like this anymore. I just need it to be... I should also stop double typing. But let's say I do it like this. So actually what I want to do is I want to spread that so I get just an array of... Yeah, okay. This is working for me. Okay, song. It's a terrible naming scheme, but whatever. There we are. Get rid of that. I feel like my Prettier is not working. Wait, there's a thing for this. The VS Code. There we go. So, what do I want to do? Should I just start by selecting something random? Yeah, why not? It's been ages. Let's see. It's like multiplied by and then added by whatever you want. So it's added 0 and multiplied by... What's the time? What's going to be the time? 10. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just for testing purposes. See how this turns out. And this one actually does have a different thing. It has MIDI range. And is this right? I feel like this is added to... I feel like I'm forgetting something pretty important. Hold on. It's been ages since I last range. Right. I remember now. That's why it didn't occur to me before. I don't usually do it like that. So better just format properly. Go. And that should give us an absolute mess, but theoretically a playable mess. Okay. Pause, and we'll pull that in. Put that there. Beautiful. That is indeed an absolute mess, but it does seem to be within our limitations. Let's give it a go. This is gonna be horrid. You know what? That actually was not as bad as I expected. With a little bit of modification, that would be a very good horror sting sound from like a Hitchcock movie. Do these have different... They don't have different velocities. Maybe I should implement that too. But let's hold off on that for now. All right. I should do a git like that, just to make sure. And I almost forgot to ignore the most important thing. Yeah. There we are. Okay. And now for the actually difficult part. Generating music. Well, first thing first, I have my BPM, so that helps me figure out where my secondly limit is. Right. Okay. Actually, did my... Oh, right, obviously it wouldn't have made a difference. Right. Okay, so what I'm working off of here is effectively 001, which pushes me to... Right, okay. So, first things first, I've got this. I'm gonna stick with that actually, because that seems to have worked out. Now I need to decide how many notes there should be in the segment. So I'm gonna start off just defining another one of these. It's gonna be a lot of this, I think. So we need a minimum of 3. You know, if I'm gonna do this a lot, and I already know I'm gonna do this a lot, I might as well range start end number 10 math.random multiplied by and minus start plus start. There we go. And now I can do one of these. There we go. Efficiency. Ah, my teachers would be proud. 0 to 10. And I'm gonna say 3 to what? 3 to what? I'm just gonna ignore the whole thing with this signature so far because again, you know, I should just make a note. Ignore signature. Perfect. Actually, what if I can do it? Perfect. Alright, now I was like, so I wanna write make segment. That's what I was in the middle of doing. So I wanna say Actually, let me focus on this first. Just do it down here. So let's say between 3 and 7, and they have to be in order. That's the thing. They have to be one after the other. I can't, so I have to go from left to right. Maybe number, time, number, duration, number. For that's X. No, wait, that's not J. That's how it is. Segment. 0 and then like that. And while I'm at it, I better make this an inode. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this type separate from this. I don't want to attach it directly to it, just in case. Just in case I do need to change my library or something like that. Yeah. I guess maybe it might be wise to have like one of these like that, and then we can get rid of these from here and right, obviously get rid of types. There we are. Yeah. Let me keep this like that. It's still a bit rough, but it's working out. So that handles the amount. That's still within the range, still completely ignoring the base note. And there was some reason why I needed the song, right? That's the BPM. I need the BPM to calculate the time for the segment. So I need to calculate a segment length based on the song.bpm. So that is the beats per minute. But that kind of requires me to know how long the song is. Well, I guess the easiest way to handle this is just to know is the amount of beats per second. What exactly am I going off of here? Let me have a look at this. How would one usually make something like this? So let's say I had one of these. I want to make a piece of music. I'd go right, and I would try to fill it into those. So that presumably should be my go-to. I want to fill out some amount of those. So let's see. I need a beats per second, like that, and from that I can figure out that I want beats per second multiplied by, just gonna count, 4 times 4 times 4, what is that, 16, is that 64? Better double check. 4 times 4 times 4, were 4 times 4 times 4, 64, yeah, okay. I'm not completely insane. Times 64, that's, what is that? Is that a bar length? Is that called a bar beat length? Bar beat count, maybe? Accidentally turned up my DPS. Okay, so now I know how long the entire block is gonna be. Block beat count. I know these are not actually musical terms, and I'm sure anyone who knows what they're called is rolling in their grave, and I divide that by 4 to get one of these, which I know is silly because I just multiplied by 4 to divide by 4, but whatever. Counts total block length. Perfect. Okay, so now I have that, and I have that, so now I can calculate, theoretically, the time here. So for that, I now need to save my start, leftmost, this is terrible naming conventions again, but whatever. Time equals, we'll do it like that. Let's say if la-di-da is load time is greater than leftmost time, then like that. Right, and I need I can't use the position yet. I need to assume that it's 0 every time. So then, when I do this, I can loop through it, and I can say time, note, and then time is equal to note.time plus the time offset, which starts off as 0, and then we add to it every time with the segment length. There we go. Maybe I should keep these things together, but whatever. So this is construct melody from segments and construct segments. And this is construct notes. So this time it's worth noting that all the segments are completely unrelated. They have nothing in common, not even base notes. So we'll fix that later. But right now we're gonna basic. That is insert note time. And that is obviously not going to be 10 seconds or even a second. It's going to be, oh, what are we going to say? Segment length divided by 8, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? I know this is totally hard coding everything right now. It's not ideal, but that's what I'm dealing with here. So segment length divided by 8, again, silly, but whatever. And this one obviously has to be leftmost time plus segment divided by 8, so that way it doesn't exceed its baseline. Yeah, that's just to ensure that it doesn't move too far. And I have to make sure it stays within the segment. That's going to be the rough part here. Is saying I say if note time. Wait, I need a duration as well. So I'm just gonna cut it if it tries to go beyond it. So we're gonna say note duration like that. And I'm gonna say if note time plus note duration is greater than. Yeah, it's greater than segment length, then prevent note from, and I'll just break, and we'll say prevent note segment notes from exceeding segment. Fine, whatever. Okay, nope. We'll open that. I suspect that I may have miscalculated somewhere, but I'm intrigued, nevertheless, to see what monstrosity I've constructed. What? Let's try this from scratch again. Yeah. Beautiful. Ah, beautiful. This is truly Mozart worthy. He would be proud. There's a long bit of. Okay, so I definitely miscalculated. Question is how? Is it my BPM calculation? Is that the problem? Okay, let's try this again. Let's have a look. Get rid of that. Hide my shame. And let me look at this. So that doesn't appear to be the problem. My segment length. It's almost like the segment length is off somehow. Is the block length divided by 4? Yes. And the block length is equal to beats per second. Beats per second? Okay, I think I see the problem. That obviously is a bit off. F7, go. So this is 64, right? We've got 1, 2, yeah, 2, 4. Yeah, so this is 16, and then we've got 64 total for one of these. But this is not. Okay. How do I? Okay, let me say this: 130 BPM. Divide that by 60. That gives us 2 per second. 2, yeah. What is a beat in here? Hold on. One, two. Hold on. Am I misunderstanding what a beat is? Is that my problem? So this is right. This is a bar. I should probably rename it that, but I'm not gonna. So a beat is so that's one beat. Ah, well, that explains a lot. So one step is, in this case at least, one. Okay. See, this is starting to make a lot more sense. So that's a beat right there. That's one beat. It's not snapping probably, but 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. Okay, that explains my misunderstanding. Let's see here. So what we actually want to do is that's not my block beat count, that's my block step count. And then my block beat count will be, let's just simplify this. Variable. That should work, maybe. Possible, but maybe. Well, it seems like it's doing the 1, 2, 3 properly, but it's still not. Yeah, so it's still clearly not. Oh, but it got this actually. Seems like it got this right. It's strange that it's sort of sticking within this spectrum, so it looks like it's like it got some of this right, but some of it just completely messed up on. Well, how many did it end up? That's strange. See, right. The segment thing. I forgot about the segment thing. Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to do the same thing here. I don't wanna. So we're gonna simplify this and we're gonna try again. Should have just started with the most basic version to begin with anyway. Let's have a look. Have a look-see. Right, so I obviously need to do something in regards to that. So first things first, I need to make sure they actually quantize properly, which they do not appear to be doing. Quantize, quantize, quantize. I guess it's just as simple as what, locking them into... Can I do like a snap to the nearest? Yes, I could. I can ignore... I can't ignore this actually. This needs to be... yeah, so this is, to begin with, should actually be rounded off. And so do these. Now that I think about it, math that round, math that round, and then I need to snap. So I want to snap to something. Question is what? Okay, so I guess I want to snap to the step. I could snap to half a step. Let me start with steps. I'm gonna start with steps. That's the easy thing. So for that, we've just gotta snap it to the nearest multiple of the step. The step. So to handle that, I want to make a function. Thinking. Function snap step snap. Uh, Snap note, I guess, and snap time maybe, and let's say um, snap. That'll be the number, and the time like that. Then it will return. I bet this could do it for me as well if I just asked it, but I'm not gonna. So what we need is, I need to double check what. Okay. I need to run one of these to make sure I remember my things correctly. Let's say 3, and let's assume that's say 2, that should return 1, and that's a 5. Right. No. Yes, that's what I want. Good. So I just want to return the time and the snapping value. And I'm gonna hope that I don't run into any weird JS surrounding thingies, because I know they have a tendency to do that. And I'm gonna snap it, snap that. Da, 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 music. Snap time. I'm gonna snap it to something. Step length. That's what I've been going for so far. Step length. And my step length is gonna be... What are you doing, step length? My step length is gonna be... How much is it again? It's a beats per second, but a beat is not actually the thing, so... beats per second divided by 4, I think, maybe. Let's give this a go. I don't know. It's looking kind of suspicious. It definitely did not quantize correctly, I can tell you that much. But it, wait, no, it did quantize. It just didn't quantize to what I wanted. But it is quantized. Look at that. Wow. Truly a beautiful song. We can all relate to the feeling that it gives. Right. So yeah, no. Absolutely not. So first things first is to I need to give them a minimum. Right, I can definitely say that much. Math dot max step length, math dot max step length, so that way they're always at least the length of one step, assuming I got my math for the step correct, which it does not appear to be the case, but let's nevertheless. Do I need to math around if I... What happens if I use a... Ah, it should be fine. It shouldn't hurt anything to round off anyway. I should log this when I'm at it. Notes time. Right, so that's kind of suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. Random range, leftmost time plus segment. I'm not misremembering how this is supposed to work, right? Okay, it's definitely returning different numbers, but they're a bit iffy. Hold on a second. Step length is right, so a step length is a decimal, so therefore obviously okay, how do I best handle that? I guess step 1 is to get rid of the rounding, because that's not gonna work. That is correct then. This is what I did that was incorrect, so that should help a bit. Let me have a look at the note times again. See, I'm still a bit iffy on this. This does not appear correct to me personally. Let me lock the that so I can see. Zero, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It generates another one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so this is strange. Let me think about this. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Just gonna get rid of these. We're gonna start this, and I have to remember to stop closing FL Studio. I'm gonna open and pull that in. See, that's definitely not right. Like, we can all agree that's definitely not correct. Down here, it's more reasonable. Not that one? Right, that's not totally unreasonable. Like, it's not good, but it's kind of along the lines of what I'm aiming for. So why is this not working? Is the offset hold on, that's not right. It's being offset more. That should not be possible, which means my calculations are incorrect. That's not good. That's very not good. How do I fix this? See, it's strange that it is. So my segment length, right, is the block length. And that's the block beat count, which is, so we have the step count, which is 64 as calculated. 64 steps, yeah, as expected. And each of those contains a beat, yeah, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, so 16 beats, yeah. That should be 16, as I understand it. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, seems right. And then we multiply our beats per second. Is this where it's going wrong? So we've got 130 BPM, 130 BPM. I thought that would be good enough, maybe not. And then I got that down to beats per second because we're doing per second calculations. I'm gonna stick by this for now. But I'm clearly doing something wrong. Let me... hold on. Eight point 66 seconds. 8.66 seconds. So that's for one of those. Wait, what? What have I... Hold on a second. One segment. Have I defined one segment as one of these instead of one of these? That's obviously a problem. Let me double check this. So a segment is the block length divided by 4. A block length is the amount of beat per second multiplied by the block beat count. The block beat count is the block step count divided by 4. The block step count is from here to there. Divided by 4 is the entirety of that. Dividing that by 4 again, that explains the issue here. Okay. Let's try this again. The key of C. Okay, slightly more reasonable numbers. Okay, open that. Okay, clearly that also has not functioned for me, so yeah. Why is that? Let me have a look at this though. It's still not quantized correctly. Why is that? Hold on. How is that possible? It's not supposed to be able to go all the way up there. Well, it's definitely quantizing to something. Just not entirely sure what at this point. Let me think this through. So a segment is supposed to be the entire thing, but somehow I managed to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 16, 64. Right, so the entire thing is 64, definitely 64, and one of these is 16. Okay. But that's not the beat count, that's the step count, right? So this is 4 and this is 16. Yes. So the segment length. Yes. It's for one of these, which is to say 16 of those or 64 of these steps. Which means we've got segment length divided by 4, and that's of the block length. The block length is based on the beats per second multiplied by, maybe it's just a rounding error. That's possible, right? Block beat count, you know what, that's good, the base length here. So block step count, that's the entire thing. Block beat count, that's one of these. Yes? If I'm yes. But no, then that is correct. Then what is the I don't understand. No, that time plus time offset. Yes, that's correct. And this is based on the leftmost time, which is 0 by default, and then we make some amount of notes, which is based on defining the segment, and this is a segment, and 4 bars is a segment, so that's the segment note count. It always chooses at least one step length and at least one long, and that's the block beat length. See, this does not make any sense. You understand? This is supposed to all be contained within one of these, not all of this. Which means it's getting confused. So we have 16 beats, right? We have 16 beats, and at a rate of, okay, how many beats per second are we looking at here? Beats per second summed up BPM. 130 BPM confirmed, and that's okay. 2.16. That's 130 divided by 60. That's 2.16. Yes. Okay, that's correct. Yes. So we have our beats per second. That is actually the beats per second because it's beats per minute, and then we want to multiply the beats per second with the segment length, because that's one beat beats. Right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, exactly, as expected. That's correct. So why is it adding... And it's clearly doing it again, and it's doing it at the wrong spacing as well. I must be miscalculating something completely here. Let's see. So here we just loop through the thing. No changes. No changes. here's where we do this. So let me have a look at this. Segment length. Right, and the segment length is 34 seconds. Well, I guess at 2.1 16 beats, that is technically correct. This is not right. Like, that's the wrong number, but the calculation is clearly correct. Define BPM. No, not business manage. Wait, I have a metronome, don't I? Metronome. Okay. Let's try this another way. That's 130 beats per minute. Okay, maybe it's an issue with this. The time in seconds. That's what I'm giving you, right? Should I be setting the tempo? Is that the issue? Let me just give this a go. MIDI dot song.bpm, yes, and MIDI dot eta dot time signatures dot push equal signet time signatures. Okay. All right. Sure, why not? Song dot that. Song dot this. Time signature event. It's not because it's running at the wrong thing, right? There's no way that's it. Right. There's something completely off here. So even though my BPM is seemingly set correctly, even though it's supposed to be adding by the correct time, according to all reason, but it's clearly not. Okay, so this one is off because it's set to that. So that's obviously my fault. It's not supposed to be that. Okay. It's definitely not supposed to be 34 seconds from here to here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. Just F7 and 6, 7. That's 7 seconds. So if that's 7 seconds. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is exactly 7:38, assuming this is minutes and seconds, presumably. It lines up with my count at least, so that would be 7 seconds divided by 16, which should make the beats per second this, but instead it's 130. How in the world? This isn't making any sense to me. Clearly I'm misunderstanding some basic definition here. View bars, view beats, snap beat. Yes, okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 beats. Over 7 seconds. but it's supposed to be 130 beats per minute. That is 16 beats over 7 seconds. There we go. 130 divided by 60. Okay, admittedly it was more like... yeah. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, basically. Okay, good. So I want to divide the beat count by the amount of time. Okay. Okay, alright. I think I'm starting to get it. So, problem here is that my segment length is actually based on my beats per second, but it's not multiplied correctly. Okay, let me think about this. So I actually don't want the amount of beats per second. I want the time it takes for a beat in seconds. Okay, so to gain this ancient knowledge, let's see, 60 divided by 130. Is that the amount of time it takes? That would be 16 times 2. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, so basically we don't want beats per second. We want seconds per beat. And there we go. And we do that, because I'm a genius. Not that much of a genius because I didn't see that right away. But whatever. Okay, and there we go. And that gives us the thing. And now we go like that. And like that. And I try to remember which one of these is the most recent one. Good thing I gave them thingies. There we are. And put that there. It's still wrong, but it's looking less wrong. I don't know what this weird gray thing is. Let's try. Oh, it's quantizing. It's all coming together. Okay, still terrible, but better. So now I've got to figure out how to quantize this correctly, because you'll notice the offsets are correct now, which is great. Really happy about that. But oh no, wait. They actually are quantizing correctly. Okay, well that's brilliant actually. So it really is quantized properly. That's great. Okay. Well, then I guess my goal should be to keep things within the same. What's the best way to deal with this? So one thing I'm noticing, obviously, is the range is too big, right? We've got stuff way up here in the 8th, and we've got stuff way down here in the 3rd. And it's not playing along, and none of it is in key, for that matter, which is not great. So, best way to handle this is... You know what, I guess I should just code up a key really quickly. So, we'll say... This is not how it should be done, probably, but no keys, and we'll do like something like this, and we'll say const base, what do you call it, base base semi, and we'll call that like 0, and we'll say a 0. Okay, that's equivalent to a 0 and a 1, 2, and a 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a 7, 9, and 11. 7, 9, 11. Yep, and that covers the whole thing for that. And that'll give us a general key to stick to. So, again, not ideal, but whatever. We're just doing a general concept, proof of concept. And where's my thing? Note count, snap time, segment length. Right. That is something I'll need to figure out how to handle. But let's start by trying to get everything in key first, which is this one. Random range within this and that. Which is good conceptually, but let's see. Base note plus math dot round off to random range between 0 and the note key space semi dot length, and that'll take the note keys like that. Okay, that's a really silly way of doing it, but whatever. Get rid of that, and that should have generated a new Or not? What? Are you kidding me? Is it seriously complaining about okay, fine, I'll do a record number like that. Fine, happy? Not happy. Right, so that's case. We want to do a second round of that. There we are. So now we want this one, and we want to add the piano. Put that there. Okay. That seems to be in key. Okay. Wow, that was almost not terrible. Still a bit short, I will admit. Need to figure out how to do something about that. What? uh, sorry, I was not expecting the pits of hell. Clearly a bug. No big deal. Oh, let's see, almost 1 a.m. I can keep going. I want to at least make something somewhat decent. Oh, I should say fixed timing. No, not fixed timing. Fix segment lengths and put in key. Okay. Strange that it's managed to get a completely messed up note. Does it have something to do with like array equals 1, 2, 3, and then you can do like array? No. Okay, what if I do 60 plus? Ah, that's probably what happened. Okay. Method flaw, I'm guessing I want. And probably want this to be -1. Guessing. Presumably. Okay. Okay, again. That's not supposed to have an overlap like that. Uh, so I know why that's happening, but I'm not sure how to best fix it. I guess I should just say like no. That will be thus no duration. Oh gosh. Yeah, okay. We can do more complex stuff later. Okay, that's clearly an overlap. My bad. We want this one and that one. Put that there. Okay. Okay. It's offbeat, which is I need to fix that. But this is not terrible, actually. Could be worse. Has been worse. Wow, that was almost good. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Event node overlap. We'll get back to adding that back in later, but for now we want to prevent it so we have more control. let's see. Where do we go from here? Well, I managed to make the most basic. I figured out that and that and that and this. So now we have it all in key. I need to make it, I want to make it line up with the beats for the sake of simplicity. So, rather than, no, we still want to, what if I simply prioritized having some on beat? Is that a thing I could do? Okay, I guess that's my best bet, is then to somehow line up with the beats. Let me generate another one of these, and we'll see if I can't continue from that. Just to see what it makes me, what it gives me, so I can look for faults and improvements. Okay, so it needs to line up with the beats. That's one thing. Okay, again, it's almost like it's almost not that bad actually. So we want to start by making everything. Actually, I can do a manual version of this. That might be a good idea. If I just do a manual lineup. So maybe if we do this, we can sort of compare what it gives us with what I want. So, mm, 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 mm. Right. So what we want is obviously this to be quantized, this to be something like that, something like that, something like that. This one should be moved up and possibly extended. Right, there's something about it ending on, how does it work? There's something about like certain things sound better in regards to how they end and start. Uh, so right now I'm just making random stuff. But now that we've got this established, maybe. Right. Okay. Somebody left behind a closing HTML element. That's very professional of you. Huh. Ha 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 ha. The velocity, right. I need to do something about the velocity as well. I don't think I have to worry about the velocity right now, to be honest. It seems to be doing okay without it. So, what I should be pulling up is... what am I looking at? Possibly we can abide by the same repetitive concept. So let's go with that, I think. So that we've got our bars, which is our segment, we wanna basically go for the same concept as what we just did, which is, of course, segment, move that there, take this, go like that, and we'll just say const bar melody structure, right? Melody structure. So this is the melody structure. This will be the segment structure, which will essentially be the exact same concept, but cooler. But for notes, that is to say. It's our make segment here, and that returns this, which is like that. Okay, let me think about this. So what we're basically doing now is we're repeating the same concept that we do out here, but for the individual pieces instead. So what we'll effectively do, get rid of that. We can get rid of that as well. Well, let's keep that behind. So our goal here is to repeat this. So hopefully I'll be able to copy the baseline concept here. And we'll say segment dot push and let's just say notes is inote, something like that. And this one down here will be segment structure. This will push to that from the notes, which grabs from here. And we don't need the, no, we do need the time offset, but instead it's, right now I need to rename all of this stuff. So that's block length, but this one is actually segment length, and segment length is the block length divided by 4, seeing as we have 4 segments in a block, which again, I know it's not a real music term, I do not care, but it might be useful for me to learn them properly at some point. We'll say between 3 and 6. Wait, how many can actually fit? And we'll just divide that by 2. So in one segment, that's a maximum of 16. We'll divide that by 2, and we'll just say a minimum of like 4 for simplicity. Yep. Okay. Let's say 3, 4, 3, 4. It's hard to say. Okay. Segment note count. Yes, that is the amount of notes that we want. That adds that to this, and this is the segment length, which can be, which is divided by 16. Wait, no, because then they can't be. That's divided by 4. That way we can be sure that they never exceed 1 bar each, I think, which is good, probably, to begin with. Then obviously we'll break out if they mess that up, and we'll push to the notes. And now I have to go out and check how I did this out here, which is just that we generate all of it and then we push it to the double array. But before we do that, we need to actually case less than 4, because we have 4 of the things, and then there's a j, which is the note count, and notes pushes that, and wow, this is actually starting to get complicated now. And that pushes to that, and this pushes to the note list segment notes. Which is the notes, which is note, 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 and we'll drag from that our concept here, and we'll break that out into pieces and push that into the melody, which is then pushed into the right. Yeah, okay. I think possibly this will work. Let's see. Okay, not crash. Did not crash. That is positive news. It appears as though it is partially functional, but my ladder has broken, so let me fix that before I listen to it. So it clearly worked for the first 3. That's because I did that incorrectly. It's because this will be down here. And then we'll push to that the segment structure. Oh, obviously my leftmost time will have to be reset. Okay, output successful. Let's give that another go. Now that is a bit closer to what I was looking for. Let's see. Okay, starting to sound like maybe someone who's never made music before, but you know, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see here. Basic song and segment structure. Now I should expand this while I'm at it into this, and that's gonna have that one has to have its own time offset value, and that has its own plus time offset, and that has its own time offset plus equals time offset plus equals. What is the time offset for this part? Well, that's the part length, but the part length is the melody and so that's a block. That's the block length. Yes, so that's this. That's what I'm looking for. I'll clean it up later. No big deal. That is plus equals this, and a little bit of that, and like that, and like so. And obviously it'll generate new things now. Wow, that is wacky. Wacky stacks. But it got the concept right. So let's see if I can quickly program in this here, the verse chorus bridge, which actually, now that I think about it, is completely pointless to have in this format. 0, 1, 0, wait, no, 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, and I'll have to note that verse do something here, I guess. And the structure that's a part of this, and that'll no longer be the case. So now that we have this, I can say const parts like that, and we'll say parts.push part, and of course to that we can just say it's an inode like that. I believe that's what I made it, at least. Oh, inode like that. Oh, and actually it'll be a record like that, and it won't be like that, it'll be a segment, and that'll be equivalent. And then up here I can basically do dynamic, whatever it's called, thing where you cache stuff to save memory, which means I'll say I don't need to do that there, I can just do that here. It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but let's say parts segment, then I'll do that and that'll work itself out. Yeah. So unless I've messed this up, theoretically we should now have a quote-unquote composed song. We do not appear to have that for one reason or another. It's supposed to be verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus. Something here is not the way it's supposed to be. 1, 2, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus. But then there's some extra stuff. I'm interested to see what this sounds like actually. It's overlapping right with itself. You know what? A bit like extreme, but it's kind of working. I'm not gonna lie, this is this is kind of working for me. It's not great, but you know what? That did not go as badly as I thought it might. That is worth noting. Overlapping existing things can result in very interesting outcomes. Okay, note overlapping overlapping existing melodies and possibly doing some culling. Go. Now I need to fix this issue, which is of course my own fault. And effectively what I've done is I just forgot that it's actually multiplied by 4. Okay. So now let's give this a go. That's that one, and piano. Okay. Oof, that's quite a song. Well, how long is it? 3 minutes 26. That's about the length of a song. And it looks like it repeats. Maybe. Right, okay. I did forget I multiplied that up, so I need to handle that as well, which means part lengths. Right, part lengths. Hmm. I'll say this one is 8, and that one's 8, that one is 16, that one is 8, that one is 16, and then these ones will both be 8 as well, and then I'll mark that as it's starting to get a bit confusing, so I'll do ID and I'll do length. That's a bit vague, but whatever. Let's see, what's the right thing to do this? No. Wrong thing again. Oops. That, and this will be ID based, and that will be ID based, and we'll go segment dot length. And I'll go up here and we'll say segment. Fine, whatever. Just do this for now. Segment length, number. That's oops. Segment, right. Length. Block count. Let's call it block count for simplicity. Just there we go, and thusly we can get rid of that, so that becomes our thingy. What do we do about the melodic structure? I guess the melodic structure should be a part of the underlying thing, right? Fine. See, melody structure, and then we actually want to do the I, and then let's see, let I equals 0, I is blah, blah, blah. That should get us the correct melodic structure, and let's give that a go. Oh, right, obviously this is segment length. What? Melody structure. Block count 0, 1, 0, 1. Yes, yes, yes. Right. Block count should be divided by. Alright, let's just. Let's try that again. Okay. New. Let's try. Oops. Okay. Something is not quite right. Unless it is. Let's give this a go. This is the chorus. And then the bridge. And then the chorus. This part was actually not bad. Like, that's not. Right, like. Huh. Okay, well, looks like I got the basic concept functioning properly. I should set just like a quick baseline velocity. So we say 0.75 hard coded normalized velocity temporary. So I still clearly need to line this stuff up properly with the right, but effectively it is working, which is good to see. Right, and then it's going to repeat the chorus again. So this is definitely improving, no doubt about that. It's a lot better than when we started. Let me see, because we've still got a ways to go. We really do. So Let me think. One thing I noticed is I'd like to make this part repeat here, and then just have the ending be different, and then do that for the, do that for all the verses. So we've got the first part, which is the same, and that's gonna repeat, and then that'll come back different here at the end, and then same thing here, and then different, and then the same thing as before, and then different again. Right, let's see here. If there isn't some way we can... So it would be really, really nice to be able to somehow snap this in place properly. I'm just not sure how to go about it. Because I can't, I can't just say, oh, we'll snap this like this, because that becomes quite boring. You can see for yourself how wild it becomes. It's not... If I did that here again, it just wouldn't be very interesting. And that's not terrible, but again, it's not interesting. It's not. Remember, I'm just trying to make something that can make simple music. I'm not trying to make something that can make like Mozart. So let's say bass note is 60. That way we can reuse song.bassnote, which is not on type song, which it needs to be bass note number. So that way we can now change that, which means we can now do this entire thing in a different base number. So I want to try to see what happens if we run this in 62. That should be, what is that, D, I think? I usually make stuff in C personally, so let's see. Right, almost forgot. But I have the thing. Right, I can't help but notice that it's clearly shying away from... Again, that's not bad. Huh. Right, so let's see. To do is find some way to properly snap do they need to snap? I guess they don't, technically. Maybe snap to bars instead of steps, or maybe just sometimes to steps. Maybe build melody in layers. That's a possibility. Oh, and I wanna also fix space note change resulting in no use of lower notes. Also just in general we'll consider ways to permit different keys being used in melody, or maybe have that be a different layer. Could very well be. To do for double length parts, which would be verses plus bridges. Consider having 3/4 of second half be the same as the first half, and then just have the two endings be different. Okay, anything else we can do here? Let's see, is there anything else anything else that would make sense? Well, velocity is useful, but I don't think it would change dramatically. Well, it would in reality, but I think for starters, we should be okay without it. So, maybe I should focus on Actually making the other parts here, that might be good. Which reminds me, in regards to these tracks here, this should probably be a part of... How do I determine which part is which track is the question. I guess it would be... But should the make part make just the melody, or should it also be responsible for the underlying segments? I guess it should be responsible for the underlying segments, because that way you can have a bass line and you can have it set up so it deliberately lines up with or does not line up with, and the same for chords with the melody. So it should probably be a part of make part. So in that case, what I should be going for here is melody, and do I want to make it like that? I don't want to make it like that. I want to make it like thus. And then we can say const tracks equals like that, and we can say this returns a part, as I'm aware, and if not tracks, then tracks. Wait, no, then it can't be that, then it needs to be like that, and then it needs to be a record of numbers to track like that, and that needs to be like that. Hmm. Right, so what we want to do here is focus on so we want to do a const item of part, and then we want to do item, no, we want to do let I equals 0, I is less than part dot length I plus plus, and then we can do I and I and I, and then taking that off of that, that'll effectively give us the expected outcome. Yes, and that should also create new tracks properly automatically. It's good to go. Yes, seems like it. Let's give double check. Okay, and now I should attempt, better double check it. Now we do a double melody. There we go. Should be fun. I see. How is this gonna work? Ah. I see. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Let me see how this actually And maybe I can just switch to that and we can just tap it. Wonder what would happen if we just ran with this. Huh. Okay. There's some potential there. Some potential. It's not perfect. And I definitely need to do something about the alignment. I feel like that's messing up a lot of this. It's just the alignment. And there's a lot of these short ones. So maybe prioritize maybe way more towards, yeah. So focus more on getting 2s and 4s and less on getting 1s and 3s with 3s less than. Okay, so I keep writing hashtags like I'm writing Python or something. Let's see, so to do is also to prioritize creating bolic steps and 4-step notes and 2-step notes, and down prioritize, I'm not sure that's a word, 1-step notes and 3-step notes. There we go. Okay. Auto track creation and to-dos. I suspect that'll about have to do it for the day. It is 2 AM. I'm starting to get a little bit tired, so I suspect that it would be best. Yeah, probably best to go to bed, but maybe let me make one final to do. Just one more game. And let's say add chord part, add bass part, add beat part. And should that be... What should I do there? Should I do kick plus hat plus snare? I guess. Yeah, that'll do. Anyways, I'll need to make some sort of algorithm to be able to distinguish between these. Make some sort of algorithm, change make melody to permit these different sorts of structures and use. It can be public, whatever. There we are. Well, I think that might have me beat for tonight. But this was relatively productive. I do wish I had written more than 190 lines, which is not, doesn't seem super productive, but it is also completely out of my field, so do bear with me a bit. And hey, we made something that sort of maybe possibly works. And hopefully I'll have time to work on it. We'll see. But yeah, this has been fun, and I'll see you sometime in the future.